Hey there guys, Mike here. Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection is back with a special episode today, guys. Recently, one of my favorite actors died, Robert Duvall. He was 95. He lived a happy life. You know, he seemed like he was just a good down-to-earth guy. You know, 95. I couldn't believe that. And he just so much. You know what I mean? Like I guess if he was really creeping on 95 years old, he didn't look 95. Let's say he lived, maybe he was in his 60s or 70s. He looked good for his age. Let's just put it that way. But unfortunately, he did pass away. And man, he did some great roles. And you know, everybody's talking about Apocalypse Now, The Godfather. You know, they're going to talk about the big hits, the big ones and stuff. And I'm not going to talk about those. Sure, they're the great ones. No doubt about it. Great. Probably some of his best roles. But he did a lot of good movies. He did a lot of good smaller movies. He did a lot of just average movies. He did some turkeys in there and stuff. But I wanted to maybe have a few episodes where I talk about a couple of movies of his that are really good and that maybe you've seen them and maybe you haven't seen them. But today I want to talk about two movies. I watched both of them last night, and one of them is one of my favorite westerns, and the other one is a new to my collection. I hadn't seen it since I was a kid, literally a kid, 10 years old, HBO. You know, this movie came out in 1986. But the movie I'm talking about now, this movie had only been on VHS and Laserdisc for the longest time. Now what I got is a bootleg on DVD, and but I believe recently it was put out by the Australian company Imprint on Blu-ray. I believe. I should have did some research and stuff, but I believe it's come out on Blu-ray since. But I got this bootleg and it looks really good. It really does. It looks really good. But the movie from 1986 is called Let's Get Harry. And, he's a supporting player in it, but he's the key to the whole storyline. I mean, without him, this whole storyline couldn't, you know, take off, you know. So basically what happens is there's a group of friends, there's two brothers. There's two brothers. Mark Harmon is the one that's played by Harry. His brother is actually the guy from 16 Candles that Molly Ringwald, you know, falls in love with, and you know the guy, whatever his name was. But he's in there, and he's really good. And you know, that guy, he actually retired in 1991, and I wondered whatever happened to him. Because after watching this, I kind of looked up some stuff on it, and but yeah, he did a lot of cool little roles, and then he just retired. But also, it's got Gary Busey in it. He's this like over-the-top car salesman. You got Glenn Frey, the guitarist from the Eagles. This was, you know, during the 80s. I think the Eagles were kind of broken up at that point. But he's in it, and he's not too bad. And it's also got Biff from Back to the Future, and he's really good. I think his name is, I want to say Tom Wilson, I think is who it is. And then there's one other guy, I know his face, but I can't think of his name. I'm not sure if it's on here. It might be Rick Rossovich. It might be. But this movie was co-written. The story was co-written by Sam Fuller, the famous director, writer extraordinaire. You know, he made the Big Red One movie, one of my favorite movies. But yeah, he co-wrote the story, and then the screenplay was done by another person. Now, after this movie was filmed, and it was completed and everything, and it was directed by Stuart Rosenberg, a really good director. It goes all the way back to like the 40s or 50s or something. Real good director. And he did a great job on it, by the way. But at the end, they wanted to put more scenes of Mark Harmon in there, because at that time he was kind of unknown when he got hired for the movie. But during that time period, he had become one of the most sexiest men alive. He was on People magazine. He was blown up. He actually, and then the movie Summer School had come out, and he was in that, and that kind of blew him up because that was, that was a good movie. That was a popular, big hit movie. And so at that point, he's huge and everything. So the producers thought, hey, let's go back, film some more scenes with him in it, and we'll insert it into the film, and that's good. That'd be good. Money, and people want that. But the director got pissed off about it. He was like, the movie's done, it's edited. I didn't want to put him in it any more than what he is in there. Because originally he's only in it for a few scenes, initial scenes like kidnapped and rescued and stuff, but the whole middle part, him at the compound and being held captive and everything. So they ended up, the director said, I want my name removed, and it's Alan Smithy. That the famous name when a director gets pissed off or at the studio or something, they don't want their name on it, like it's a turkey or something. But that's the reason why he got his name off of it. Not that the movie stinks or anything. It's because it's pretty good. It really is. It's a pretty good movie. It's it's one of those crowd-pleasing movies, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I couldn't remember any of it since I was a kid. But Robert Duvall plays like this ex-military guy. He's a hero. He's got the Medal of Valor. That he's gonna get these guys together because his brother Mark Harmon gets kidnapped by this little drug faction, drug lord guy and stuff. He's not like Pablo Escobar or anything, but he is a major cocaine dealer. Okay, but some of his men got arrested and they were being held in the U.S. So what he did was he kidnapped Mark Harmon and a senator who came down to this place to do kind of a ribbon cutting, because Mark Harmon works for a pipe company, makes pipe, and they built this dam and water, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, these dudes bust in, they kidnap everybody, they kidnap the two guys. Mark Harmon accidentally gets kidnapped because he tries to fight back. They were originally just going to go after the senator. So they take them guys away, and back home the family's like, oh God, what are we gonna do? We got to talk to our congressman. We got to talk to Washington. We got the CIA. We got to get him out of there. And basically Washington blows smoke up their butt the whole time, and they're willing to not deal with terrorists, and they're willing to lose 2 lives, in order to save making an international incident, which is, that's really happens. It happens still to this day. So these guys, they all get together, Gary Busey and Biff and 16 Candles dude, they all get together, and they're going to go over there with Robert Duvall and break him out of that compound prison drug lord thing and bring him back home, because nobody else is going to do it. His brother's going to get killed after 10 days. He's got 10 days to do the exchange, of prisoners. And so basically the government weren't going to do anything about it. They were just going to let him get killed, and that's it. So they do this, they get over there, blah blah blah. I'm not going to give away spoilers to it, because it is good. It is a good movie. I did like it, and maybe some people have a different view of it, but I don't care. It's a good movie. So yeah, guys. So check that out. Let's Get Hairy. I'm sure it might be streaming somewhere, or pick up this. I believe this was like $10 or $12. I think it was like more like 10. But it is a bootleg, but it looks good. It looks good. I just wanted to see the movie again after so many years, and I couldn't find it. Maybe it's not streaming. Maybe that's why I went for the DVD. I don't know. Anyways, guys, just do some homework. I recommend it. Robert Duvall is solid in it, as usual, and everything. So next up, guys, I want to talk about a Western. Now, this is one of my favorite Westerns. And it's one of my favorite Robert Duvall movies. He's just really good in it. Kevin Costner's in it. He's really good. And, even Annette Bening is in this, and she's really good. It's really a good movie all around. The critics liked it. It was a box office hit to my knowledge. It was a big hit. Kevin Costner directed this movie, and actually I don't remember it from when it was out. 2002, I think, is when it came out. But actually, I have a DVD, a 2-disc DVD of this movie, and the DVD looked really good. I put it in my 4K player and, played it. Maybe it upscaled it a little bit, but it looked really good for just a DVD and stuff. So, but the movie I'm yakking about is Open Range, and I know there's some fans of the movies out there. I know. I know some guys I know like this movie. It's really good. I love it. I really do. And this edition is really good. It looks good. It's got good sound. But yeah, the 5.1 surround sound is really good. I was watching it kind of semi-late at night and had it cranked up just a little bit, just enough. But the sound of rain and thunder, and especially the shootouts, really, you can really hear that 5.1. The sound design on it is really good and stuff. So, but yeah, Kevin Costner directed it. Open Range. Robert Duvall and Kevin Costner are like I forgot what they're like. They're like cowboys. This takes place in 1880. It's them two and a younger guy, and then a bigger guy that's kind of like, he's basically the cook and stuff. And they got a wagon and they got some cows, and nothing huge, but they're taking them out. They're doing the cattle drive and stuff, and they end up stopping in this one area to kind of graze a little bit. Let the cows and let the horses rest a little bit, and they'll camp out, cook, eat a little bit, go into town, get supplies, basic stuff. And what they do is they stopped in the wrong town. They were on the wrong person's land because the town is against free grazers. That's what they are. They are known as free grazers. They're basically like, they're looked at as thieves and low class and just worse. The worst of the worst, the way they look at them. And basically the big guy gets beat up. They go after him. They get tangled up with this sheriff and this rancher guy who basically owns everything. He's basically running the town. He's got the sheriff in his pocket, and it's they are in a pickle. They're in a bad spot. But I think what really kind of grounds everything in the movie, and that's why Annette Bening is so good, because her and her brother are like the doctors of the town. She's not a doctor, her brother is, but she's like, I guess, a nurse. And of course, they look after these guys. They get wounded, they get shot. In case you have never seen it, I don't want to give you everything away, but she kind of grounds the characters and kind of brings them back, because they could have just went out guns blazing and shot up everybody, but they kind of mellowed everything out, and there was time for everyone to kind of talk to each other and kind of, get to know each other, and just. It's like one side is like really great and beautiful, and you got over here, you got hell. You got heaven and hell, basically. And, and Kevin Costner was in the Civil War. He's got like PTSD with a little bit of something else. He's got issues. He's got some issues that he's trying to deal with. And, Robert Duvall plays a character. His first name is Boss. He's known as Boss. And he's basically a father figure to everyone and stuff. And you know, you might be saying, well, I've seen that storyline before. I've seen that before. But you might think that, okay, it's got the basic outline of maybe some westerns you've seen before, but this is really good though. It's very well acted, very well directed. Like I said, the sound design's good, the actors are good, and everything in it. And you know, I'm not going to give you guys a Siskel and Ebert review of everything and be technical about everything, but you know, this has my seal of approval. Of this channel. This is one of my favorite movies. I'll stand by this on my channel. Really good. If you've never seen this, do yourself a favor and watch this movie somehow. Try to find this DVD or Blu-ray and do your give your sound system a little test and stuff, because it's a really good movie to watch late at night, you know. And just the rain and the thunder and stuff was just really cool. Sometimes you think, well, my system's not good, my surround sound's not that good or something, but when it has a good audio track and stuff, it's like boom, there it is and stuff. And it made me happy, because it was like, yeah, man, this sounds good. You know, it's just 5.1, but anyways, guys, enough of me yakking. So there you go. There's 2 movies by Robert Duvall, one of my favorite actors, one of the greatest actors of all time. And I'll try to come back another time with 2 more movies of Robert Duvall's to talk about and recommend, because he really is good. He did a lot of good stuff. He just didn't do just Apocalypse Now. You know what I mean? He did a lot of good movies. He did a lot of good movies, in fact. He was a very busy man. He directed some movies and stuff like that. And I might search out some of the movies that I don't have that he personally has recommended, that he thinks this movie is his best movie he ever made, or this one with this one. So I'm going to kind of pick out those movies if I don't already have them, and watch them and stuff and see, because there's a few movies, you know, he kind of was talking about, and I had never heard of it, you know, because he's done a lot of movies, so you kind of, some of them kind of go under the radar. But there you go, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to check out my channel. Go and check out all my other like Western episodes and different stuff. I got a whole bunch of videos to check out. So until next time, guys, I will see you, and go check out those movies, guys. I really do yourself a favor and check those out. They're really good. And so see you later, guys.